It's like a trail of vape flavors and Pabst Blue Ribbon. Some depressing.
Hello. Welcome back to Lore Boys, the number one fake history podcast on the internet. My name is James. Who else is here?
And it was all Diablo. I'm Ethan. Hi.
I love that.
And Peter.
That's the
I'm also here.
that's the bit.
It's a good. I love that song.
Mhm.
So we are going to cover some Diablo today. We'll tread over some old ground and tread over some new ground. .com. But thanks to patron.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thank to patron Steely Dan, who asked for more Diablo when the Vessel of Hatred DLC came out. He asked for more Diablo twice. And as well as patron.
Fan.
Yep. And Chaz also asked for it, another patron, and then regular old green name named Sweater, which I like that name, just Sweater.
That is a good name.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sweater.
So if you'd like to have something to say, about which topics we cover, you can join the Lore Boys Patreon, just like our new subs, which I think Peter has.
Well, if we had new subs this week, we'd thank you, but
I don't know if we do.
Thanks for putting us on blast there, Jimbo.
Did we?
If you want to shout out this ad space, free for you, joining Patreon, patreon.com/LoreBoys. Check it out.
Yeah. So
do our survey. It's linked below.
Yep.
Sure.
Let's get into it. Let's cover Diablo lore. So I want to cover some big story characters from Diablo 4, Lilith and Inarius. But before that, we did our last episode, I think, in like 2000, or our first episode in like 2017, 2018, which is we're 2025 now. It's been a few years.
When we had a seasonal format because we were still getting our sea legs. I think Diablo is like season 1 Lore Boys. So anybody who was just like, you guys should still get shithouse drunk on every episode, that'd be one of their favorite ones, basically.
Yeah.
Very old. Yeah, we still recorded. We still recorded with 2 crisscrossed singing mics.
Yeah, stage mics.
Stage mics in my basement apartment where we had like a giant mirror covering one of the doors that my dog thought it was a door and not a giant mirror, and she pushed her way through it and the mirror fell on one of our backs, I think my back, and we broke
yours. Yeah, I did not get hit by a mirror. There's no way.
Yeah, it broke a door-sized mirror on our back while hanging out. Anyways, we've come so far. So we're gonna recover the creation myth with Anu and how heaven and hell were created. And then we'll get into
apparently last time, and we used to write very crazy episode descriptions. But last time we talk about a marionette centipede, like the human centipede, but with puppets, the superhuman who used his powers to prank the divine Tyrael, the archangel, as played by Jimmy Carson, and a short bit about what I do in my alone time. Hint, it involves Anu. So
who's Jimmy Carson?
If you put a finger in his Anu, for sure that was it. By the way, today I was looking up stuff about Anu, and Anu's spine becomes something in the game, which we'll
was
cover.
Your Yahoo browser like auto-filling and searching anus spine?
I straight up just wrote anus spine into the chat because I was so Diablo pilled at that moment that I didn't put it into context, and it just like I got like a skeleton coccyx showed up.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah.
Anus spine. But anyways, yeah. So we'll lead up into that. So, what do you guys remember? Maybe we can start there from the Diablo stuff. We did a Bulkathos episode on the barbarians. We did some world source stuff.
Okay, right. Yeah.
We did creation myth for sure. But what do you guys remember?
Yeah, I think we talked about like who the humans are, which I believe like humans are referred to as Nephilim in Diablo because the original humans were descended from angels, I think,
and demons.
That's it. That's all I got. I straight up I don't remember it. And I've played. I just started a new character in D2 Resurrected. Actually, I'm playing a rabies druid, but not some. I can't tell you the lore even of that game, which I've played played hundreds of times through the story of that game because it's very easy to get to the end of the story because you just played the same story 3 times on increasingly more harder difficulty, right? Is how the gameplay loop works. So
normal, nightmare, hell.
Yeah. Is how the gameplay loop works in Diablo games. I think all of them. I played 3. The 3 I don't remember fucking anything for. I remember liking the Witch Doctor class, and that's it.
In 4, the way that it works is you set your difficulty from the beginning, and there's a lot of like stuff that carries over from your account. Like you can get permanent stat boosts into your next season and things like that. So you can start on whatever torment level you want, which increases the loot, the gold, the experience. So there's a statue in the main town, and you run up to it and you say, I want to play on Torment 3 with my new character because I have a pretty cool account. Then you get geared up, you get legendaries like while leveling, and you don't have to redo the story at all. You do the seasonal story. So they have seasonal stories. Every time there's a new season, there's new stuff to do. Usually revolves around the Tree of Whispers, which is like a tree with a bunch of heads that are there. The Tree of Whispers gives you knowledge in life, but you have to give up your head for all eternity after you die. So when you die, your head hangs from the tree.
Do you want to leave your head behind? Huh? This is just a little tree joke. Come closer.
It's like ushering him in with these like bone branches. Just like, no, it's okay.
Yeah, Diablo 4, I started playing though. I'm having a ton of fun with. I joined at the end of last season. So as soon as I got to like Paragon level 2, I saw there's like 2 weeks left in the season. I'm like, why the hell would I even grind at this point, you know? So I put it down, and now it's my like kind of my Steam Deck grindy game whenever I'm doing something. And I'm working on a barb who uses Hammer of the Ancients as his main spell, and he's pretty fun to play. But
like a big chubby druid. Is D4 of it? Yeah. So I played for a couple hours. And I played Druid. I thought that would be cool, and didn't stick with it. So
yeah, it is a particular kind of game. I think you have to be into it. And like we were talking about it maybe before the episode, maybe on the bonus episode. I don't remember, but like I don't like Diablo. I like Diablo hardcore. You know, like just regular Diablo is not fun to me. I like doing a hardcore character, getting as far as I can, inevitably dying because I'm not paying attention, and then being like cool and probably putting it down for a little while. I don't play online. Don't play ladder. For the story though, okay, so I guess to prime people listening, there's Diablo, obviously, the devil, big antagonist in at least the first 2 games. He has brothers and a sister. So he's got Mephisto as a brother, Baal's a brother, and Dariel is maybe related, maybe just a chick. I don't know. Those are like bosses in Diablo 2. And then there's Duriel, who's like a servant of Baal, who Baal left behind to trick you, basically. When you start the boss fight, he goes, looking for Baal, and then he runs up to you with his stupid
throws hay at you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And yeah, they're like devils, and they're constantly trying to escape. And then there's like angels that are fighting against them. And then I think the third game, Diablo 3, had like there's a schism amongst the angels, which we probably talked about at some point.
You will talk about today too. About Inarius is part of that schism with the angels. Yeah,
I remember.
I know the names Tyrael and Deckard Cain.
Yeah, so Tyrael's an angel. He's like the angel that you talk to the most, and like
Inarius is his advisor. Tyrael is the archangel of justice, and Inarius is his advisor, who we're going to cover today.
Okay, yeah. So there's a cutscene in 3 where like I remember Tyrael getting thrown around by another angel, and I assume it's because they're like, actually, devils is good and humans is bad, so let the devils kill them all. That's my guess. That's my attempt at a memory of it, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. We're going to go through it. It's like we have the creation myth, why hell and heaven exists in the first place, why there's angels and devils. They have an eternal conflict. They're always fighting over the world stone. Then we get into the creation of humans, which start as Nephilim, kind of evolve more into humans, but always are Nephilim in their roots, which is born of an angel and a devil, which is Lilith and Inarius. So we're going to be talking about the mommy and the daddy of the humans today.
Hell yeah.
I mentioned Nephilim Joe in passing near my insane friend. And he was like, yeah, okay, I remember. And this was like, because people are so stupid, they don't understand like perspective anymore. There was a brief moment where there was like footage of Joe Biden where he looked like he was 7 feet tall. And people who are insane were just like, they replaced him with a tall clone. And didn't think we would notice, and they were calling him Nephilim Joe.
Yeah.
Cool.
I feel for crazy people. I feel for more than I feel for crazy people. I feel for the people that have to deal with crazy people, yourself included, there, Pete.
Okay, it's like
but-
I only put in the a little bit of emotional labor when his life is falling apart. That is as much as I'm willing to put in these days. Just in case he ever comes back from the edge, I was like, hey, remember when Amazon laid you off? I was there for you.
But what a
no
fun
critique of billionaires yet. Nah, you'll learn.
But what a fun and fanciful world you must live in, right? That they just replace the president with a giant. And
I was talking to my other buddy who knows him yesterday, and I was like, I don't argue with him anymore because his starting point is fake. You can't argue. He's like an animal.
Yeah,
like you just can't.
Anyway. You know what? That's crazy that people who just live in fantasy worlds. Well, anyways, let's get on to the creation
let's talk about
of the universe
Diablo.
with Anu. Yeah.
Understanding that it's not reality, but
yeah, no, it's true. So in the
That's
beginning,
debatable. If any of these characters are tall, I'm gonna get real suspicious.
In the beginning, there was nothing but extra tall Joe Biden, also known as Anu, a being of unimaginable power.
It'd be so hard to sniff a little girl's hair if you were that tall, right?
You gotta bend over.
Almost impossible.
He'd have to bend over like a weeping willow, basically. Just like
Anu existed in a state of perfect balance, embodying all order and light. But Anu was all alone. He had no little girl's hair to sniff.
Oh,
no.
Oh no.
This isolation became unbearable. So in his loneliness, Anu took all that was dark or evil within him, all these thoughts, all these bad things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he created from himself his polar opposite, named Tathamet, which is a 7-headed dragon. I have a picture of Anu and Tathamet for you guys there, which is also available to the patrons in the Discord episode picks.
Anu's this giant gemstone man made of light is wicked. I loved it when I saw this when you posted earlier today.
Yeah, I mean the 7-headed dragon is also cool in that it is kind of just like a slash of paint and then like the 7 like black smoke, I guess, and then like 7 dragon like Chinese serpent dragon necks kind of coming out of that, which I think.
So can this thing sniff 7 little girls' hair at the same time, or is it sin having no desire in the smell of their shampoo?
It's the 7 is the number that makes it a sin. If you just do 6, you're good. Everyone gets 6.
A 6-in-1 shampoo to sniff. I see.
So the relationship between Anu and Tathamet was not a peaceful one. We had the ultra good, full of light, being of imaginable power with the ultra evil chaos. So it's Anu's pure order and Tathamet's pure chaos, and they clash, of course.
Classic.
Yeah.
Tale as old as time. That's what.
Exactly as old as time, because they started conflict with such overwhelming force that they tore the universe apart, and this cataclysmic rift creates the universe that we now know in Diablo.
Do you think he regrets making the ultimate evil?
At least it's interesting, huh?
I guess it's something to do. He had 7 dragon heads to sniff. He's like, no, I didn't with hair. Hair was the goodness in me.
He like goes bald, like sacrifices his hair.
He almost for sure regrets it because he does. Well, maybe not. Maybe living forever would be boring by yourself. But Anu and Tathamet do destroy each other. So the gem, tall, pure order, and the chaos 7 dragons kill each other in the interaction.
Okay, good.
The Tathamet, the 7-headed dragon, falls to the lowest part, and it becomes the 7 great evils, 1 for each head. The 3 most prominent heads become Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal. Okay. The 4 lesser heads,
evils, you might call them,
the prime evils, and the 4 lesser heads became Asmodan, Belial, Andariel, and Duriel, who are the lesser evils, but still quite evil. Yeah.
So I recognize Duriel and Andariel. I assume Belial and Asmodan are enemies in a different game.
Asmodan is of lies, the demon of lies. You in Acts 2 or 3 in Diablo 3, he shows up as a little boy who seems to be helping you to find Asmodan or Belial. Oh no, that's Belial. But then you end up fighting Asmodan. Yeah, Belial. Yeah. Belial is the little boy, but he ends up like leading you on a false goose chase kind of thing. A wild goose chase, and you end up fighting Asmodan, who kind of looks like Urgot.
Chase.
It looks like Urgot.
He's like a buff guy with crab legs.
Yeah. He's a pretty fun fight.
That's what I want to do. After I hit, I can do 6 plates on the leg press now, but once I get crab legs, 8, 9, 10,
Easy.
even,
Yeah,
that'd be great.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Once we all get crab legs.
From the core essence of Anu came the creation of the high heavens. So his spine, actually, because this is when I accidentally Googled Anu's spine. Anu's spine slips off, spiraling into space, and becomes the crystal arch, which you can go to in one of the games. And Anu's eye becomes the world stone, which is often the focal point in our story.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm gonna keep bringing it back to Diablo 2, and I apologize for everyone listening who's a Diablo fan and who's actually kept up with games more recent than 25 years old. But the end of Diablo 2, Baal, when you fight Baal, or I guess the second end of Diablo 2, because it's technically the expansion, Lord of Destruction. You go to Worldstone Keep, where the World Stone is, to fight Baal.
Yeah. Okay. And the angels and demons are always like kind of fighting over it, and they both get possession of it. It's usually in the possession of the angels, but like the demons, whenever they get it, like whenever they're close to victory, they're in true demon form or like start negotiating what their prizes will be when they're victors. Like, so like the demons are all working together, but then they're about to win. They're like, well, no, I actually want this part. I want this part. And I get all the money, and then they can't get along, and then it all falls apart. And the angels come again, and then the demons. It's just back and forth. It's literally called the eternal conflict because pretty much everything in the Diablo universe is the back and forth between the high heavens and the burning hells.
Okay.
Yeah.
You idiots are done fighting over Greenland. We'll just take the world stone back. Okay.
Yeah. The world stone too, I guess for those who have played Diablo games, soul stones are fragments of the world stone. So you can capture a very powerful demon and keep it prisoned in a soul stone, such as Mephisto.
Mephisto's soul stone, which you take to a forge in hell to shatter.
Yes, Anarius also gets brought to the Hell Forge in at some point in his life.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm. So then humans kind of get mixed up in this war too, in one way or another. The Nephilim can be very strong. They can be even stronger than angels and demons in many ways. That's how you as
tall presidents, which is very concerning.
Yep. You as a player character, Joe Biden, can punch Baal in the teeth and sniff his daughter's hair. Yeah.
Finally, take that, Mr. President.
Get the dog-faced pony soldier achievement, basically.
Hey, Jack.
Yeah. Calling Diablo Jack.
Hey, Jack, you get back in your hole. I don't know what Joe Biden sounds like. I don't watch it.
Yeah, not John Wayne, which is what you just did.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
You're back in your hole, pilgrim. Quote Joe Biden.
So that's kind of the setup for the world of Diablo, how it started, why there's angels, why there's demons, and they fight back and forth. It is good versus evil, but it's not always so black and white. Like there are angels who do not good things. There are demons who do probably good things, right? Such as Lilith. But
yeah.
Any questions?
Wait, Goth Mommy does aftercare?
She invests in electric car batteries, but they are mined with lithium from the Congo. So
give and take, right? It's hard. It's hard to be good under capitalism.
She really do be out here representing no ethical consumption, basically.
Drives an electric car, parks it in the ocean when she's done.
Lilith,
no. The baby turtles, Lilith.
Trunk pops open, just full of straws. Just
yeah, so that's just the setup. I thought this is going to be a good, clean place for a break. We're not really halfway through, but that is the setup. And then when we come back, we're going to go over Lilith, Anarius, and their relationship, the creation of humans, leading into the start of Diablo 4. So we'll see. Welcome back from the break. I hope you enjoyed your ads. We got them out of the way early, so now it's all just lore. So we're going to...
You got to focus the ads first, right? I've played a Blizzard game.
Very good. Very good. So first, let's start off with some intros. Now let's do some introductions. We're going to start with Lilith, the daughter of hatred. And I provided a picture. So there's a horny demon lady. Does someone want to describe her for the visually impaired?
And Bale's the Lord of Destruction. Mephisto's the Lord of Terror. So Diablo's the Lord of Hatred?
I think you got Diablo and Mephisto swapped because Lilith is Mephisto's daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's Kerrigan, but she got her white lady dreads taken off.
Okay.
She got back from the Dominican Republic, and the little tight braids that like a lady gave her, they got dirty, and then she took them out. She looks exactly like Kerrigan.
Demon horns instead. She has demon wings. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
black fingers. She's got frostbite on all her fingers.
Ah, yeah, bad gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Demon lady. In the game, you'll know if Lilith's nearby because there'll be a bunch of like blood-stained rose-colored rose petals floating through the air. And if you see a circle of rose petals and you go into it when you're playing through Diablo the first time, Diablo 4, that will initiate a cutscene. And you'll see it's a memory in the earth of the last time Lilith was there. And you can kind of see what happened and how things progress. Honestly, Diablo 4, way more than the other games, relies on cutscenes to tell their story. Because Diablo 2, you can play the whole thing and not know what the hell's going on, like we were saying earlier.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are cutscenes between the acts, but that's 4 cutscenes essentially in the entire game, or 5, I guess, because there's one at the start too.
It was expensive back in the day before they outsourced to Russian studios, guys. Like,
it's expensive, or it's not expensive. Sorry, there's a lot of cutscenes. I didn't mind them though. I really enjoyed them. Blizzard makes a banger cutscene, even if they outsource to do it.
It's one thing they've always done is make good cutscenes.
Yeah. And there's like this character telling the story. It is like this deep, gravelly voice. The sound design is very good. There's like a lot of like sad like strings playing like throughout the time you're playing, and it really sets the mood.
Dark Souls 3 got me really into cello music. It's very beautiful.
It is, yeah. You get a mount in this game, which is like kind of nice just for traveling around, like because a lot of Diablo 2, like the reason why the sorceress is by far the best character is because she can teleport.
Yeah.
And you have to farm like a very expensive item for any other character build to be viable in the late game because you need to be able to teleport. You have to get, what's it called? It's like that chest piece.
There's an Enigma rune word now. They added a rune word. Yeah.
Okay.
So in the original G2, they didn't have that. You had to get staves, and you essentially... The staves themselves aren't that expensive, but to repair them is really expensive. So anytime they're out of charges and recharge them, it's like really expensive. And it's also like
a pain in the butt.
Yeah, a pain in the butt, especially for like speed running. It's like a big thing where like you have to go shop for staves, and how you do that is essentially you go up to the staff merchant and you mouse over each of his things to see if each of his staffs to see if one of them says teleport. And if it doesn't, you have to run out of town and run back in because that'll reset shops because shops are random every time you go. So you just do that until you find a teleport staff, basically.
Yeah, what I really like about Diablo 4 is like I played through on my sorceress first, and then when I started the new season with my barbarian, all of the parts of the map that I'd already explored was already ungrayed out on my map. So all of my exploration persisted, all of my teleports persisted, like the
waypoints,
basically fast travel waypoints. Yeah. All of the side quests I did persisted, and every zone, if you complete enough reputation, which is like by doing side quests, unlocking things, that all persisted, which gives you extra skill points. So if you like explored everything, you make a level 1 character, you already have 14 skill points, and you can start towards your build or whatever.
Cool. Yes.
So it does feel good as like someone who likes to play more than one character and come back to things. You don't have to do the same old shit over and over again. It does feel like if you boil down Diablo, it's clearing maps to get loot, to clear maps faster, to get better loot, to get that crazy item so you can post it on Reddit kind of thing. And they make it at least less. It's always going to be repetitive, but they make it more enjoyable in Diablo 4 to return and like, kind of feel like you have new things to do. So
yeah. The persistent progression is like the best like little dopamine molecule you can get from a roguelike, and I support putting that in basically any game ever. I love New Game Plus, dude. Like I'm a huge New Game Plus stan in anything, basically. And any little elements of it from there is, I think, good.
It's good fun. I think it's on Game Pass and stuff too. So if you like ARPGs, like Diablo 4, fine one. They've ironed out a lot of the kinks since launch. As someone who just picked it up,
I played it through Game Pass
recently.
when I played a couple hours of D4. Yeah.
Yep. So
For
if
free.
you want to see this horny mommy and go through it yourself, she is the daughter of Mephisto, the Lord of Hatred. Her name is Lilith, the daughter of Hatred. Very powerful demon.
Adam's first dry hand job, if I remember my Bible correctly.
Okay, so you do know a little bit more about Lilith. Lilith is a demon first known 4,000 years ago is the first time that she was like written down in actual real history. And she was
bold take from the Lore Boys, calling the Bible real history. Okay, let's go. This is a Christian podcast now.
Well, 4,000 years ago is before the Bible, isn't it? It's like
no, Jesus was his New Testament, dude. And that's where we start. That's where we reset the calendar.
She was Adam's first wife, and actually a demon devil, and not a very good wife. She was the wife that took the house, you know?
Oh, fuck. That's why he's living in the yard when Eve shows up.
Yeah, not even any pants. No pants, no shirt. His demon wife took everything.
She changed the locks and didn't throw my dresser out the second floor window like they normally do.
Yeah.
So that's where Lilith comes from, I guess, in like real world history. She's supposed to be Adam's first wife. But in this game, she is Mephisto, Mephisto's daughter, the daughter of Hatred, and most of her kin are like creatures of malice and destruction, but she's kind of nuanced. She does have love in her heart, as well as hatred, because she's a daughter of Hatred.
Do we know who her, like, did Mephisto beget her asexually, like, or does she have another parent, I guess?
Like a Poseidon thing, or is like just his headache or sea foam or something that turned into her?
Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
A strand of Zeus's beautiful locks.
Yeah.
I got another one of those.
Is Mephisto asexual? Rule 34. Googled into Yahoo.
James gotta look something up real quick.
Googled.
I got the real answer, but this damn AI is so stupid. You cannot. So it's like,
is this Gemini?
Does Lilith have a mom in Diablo? It says yes. In Diablo, Lilith's mother is Mephisto, but is the father? And then I look just below. Auriel, Auriel, sister of Lucian, is her. You can read it in the Sin War trilogy. There's books to find that out. Okay. You won't really find it out in the game.
Cool. Is the Archangel of Hope. So that would be where her goodness probably comes from, right? So she's like a Nephilim, technically, then, right?
It feels like it, yeah.
Oh, but like not like an original Nephilim that then evolved over hundreds, thousands of years to become humans. I guess she's like a proto Nephilim.
That's something new to me. I didn't actually know that. She definitely takes on more of her dad's side. She's she is a demon. Her main motivations in the game lies with her being the mother of Sanctuary. So this is the planet that Diablo takes place on, and this is where humans live. This is a different place from Heavens and Hells. And it was confirmed on Twitter by one of the lore masters at Blizzard that it is a spherical planet they live on, not just like a plane or something.
I love fiction.
I love when fantasy gets like all crazy with shit like that, man. It's so cool.
One of his, you want to know what the lore master's name is? It's pretty good.
Hang on. We talked about Flint Dibble, the archaeologist. Is this guy's name like whatever, like like Write Her Bookstein or something like that?
Will the Maker.
No, I was at the gym doing this. I was doing shoulder press above, and I had to stop because I chuckled at his stupid ass name. It's Harrison Pink, or you could call him Harry Pink, I guess.
Harry Pink.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
That's a good
all
name.
Right, that is good. We were talking about 70s porn on the bonus. Link to Patreon below.
Yep.
I still always talk like I know a guy named Michael Hunt, and at work people used to call him Mike, and I'm like. And I was like, no one finds this funny. I called him Michael the whole time we worked together. Like I couldn't do it.
So next up, that's just a brief introduction of Lilith. We'll see how she plays into the story soon, but that's a brief introduction. Next up is our character, the daddy of Sanctuary, Inarius, the angelic rebel. So he is also in a picture. If you guys want to describe him, he's the last picture I included.
He looks like all Diablo angels that I know, which is a man in a suit of armor. You can't see his face, and he has glowing white tendrils for wings.
I thought Tyrael was blue in my memories of 7 years ago. Sure. That's the difference. Yeah.
Yeah. More blue, but even then, I think it's like a white core with like blue tips. You know what I mean?
I don't remember.
I could be wrong too. I'm an idiot. So
he had highlights,
frosted tendrils.
Yeah, he's got... Just gonna write down Diablo angel with frosted tips real quick here.
Yeah. So Inarius, he is once an archangel of the high heavens. He has a pretty tragic and complex story. He ends up being a bad guy in Diablo 3 that you do beat. But Inarius was a powerful, noble angel dedicated to the forces of good in this eternal conflict. Heaven and hell fighting all the ding-dang time. But after a while, he's like, there's got to be a better way. Do we always have to fight forever, you know? Like, can't there be some little bit of peace or something? Can't we all
there be some kind of eternal compromise in the Bible or something like that?
Yeah. And he talked to Tyrael about it. Tyrael, his advisor, who you do meet in Diablo 2.
Tyrael's a Fed, though, right? He doesn't want to compromise.
No, he believes in justice, and for him, justice is killing
demons.
Killing demons at this point.
That's all. Yeah, that's all he wants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't say I disagree.
And Inarius, like, there's got to be a way to do it better, right? And I have a quote from.
Got to be some center right way to solve this problem.
Democratic way, right?
Yeah. Does not understand. He cannot see beyond the glory of battle. In time he may, but that day is not yet here. So that's something that he says in the game. So he keeps fighting for now, but in his heart, he's not really in it anymore. So Inarius, he fights and he fights, and in his heart, he didn't really have it in anymore. He didn't believe in this fight, and eventually he falls in battle. And he got taken prisoner. He didn't even know that he could be taken prisoner by someone who is a demon. And
really,
when he awoke, he woke up and he met his captor, who happened to be his future lover.
He had just been following trails of candy in the woods, like uncaptured by witches this whole time, and all of a sudden he's like put in a cauldron.
Oh no, I've been captured by Goth mommy. He's like got like it's like a trail of vape flavors and Pabst Blue Ribbon. Some depressed guy in his 20s being like, "Oh, I got kidnapped by a Goth mommy. What am I gonna do with myself?"
Do Zoomers hit PBR still, or like with their elf bar? I don't know what
I don't know, man.
Young kid drink is these days.
I'm out of the game. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah. Well, when he woke up,
you can't compete.
Yeah, it's prize pig water, dude. Let's go.
Prize pig water. It's a good way of describing it, honestly.
PBR dry is the most disgusting beer I think I've ever tasted, personally.
I don't like dry beer. I know Jamie will enjoy it on occasion, but
when I was younger I would drink it, but I haven't drank it much. Don't care too much.
Somebody told me PBR dry tastes like melted butter, and I can't untaste it, and it repulses me at this point.
Okay, well, enjoy PBR dry, enjoyers.
Well, when he woke up, Inarius, he was not repulsed. He was attracted. He was not dry. He was wet.
Some sort of magnet. I gotcha.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Some sort of pussy magnet. I hear you.
We had Lilith. So here, Lilith. Here's a quote from Lilith when she talks about this scenario. I took a prisoner in battle, an angel whose light was dimming. I brought him to my lair for my amusement, but he surprised me. My touch seemed to breathe life into him. He raved like a madman about how he wanted to escape the war. Perhaps I have found someone I can use. So, Lilith also felt that the war should stop.
Okay.
And even if they were on opposite sides, they really agreed on something. And there was an odd attraction between the two of them. Order, chaos. Sorry, my internet is really slow, and I can't tell if you guys are listening intently or I'm just
We're
cutting.
listening.
Oh, excuse me. I was just paying attention this time. I did not freeze. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Crazy snowstorm in Canada today, by the way. We have like up to our waist in snow. So we're just
my third floor window is probably 45% just filled with snow at this point on my balcony. I have to stand up to see out of it.
Yeah, my windows in my basement apartment are nearly completely covered. I have
very
a small
toasty. That is how an igloo works.
It's where it's how Jamie likes it. It's like I see that and I'm like, this is Jamie's. This is ideal habitat for Jamie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If I built some sort of zoo enclosure for the lore boys, that's how I would build the habitat for, a nice little steam deck for enrichment. And
the orangutan tire swing, obviously, for both of us.
Yeah, for all three of us, I think we'd all get a tire swing for sure.
Oh, I didn't realize you were also giving yourself an enclosure in the zoo you made up.
Yeah, I think so. I'm the opposite. I'm gonna have a heat lamp and like a dry rock to perch on like a lizard.
Oh,
you know
like
what I mean?
Gila monster. Cool.
Yeah.
I recently picked which hotel I'm staying at in Las Vegas, and I picked the Excalibur, which is like the big castle. Part of the reason why I really liked it is they said their rooms get cold. They have a tire swing in every room, and they get colder than any other room. You could get them right down to 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which I'm not sure what that is in Celsius.
Like 18, 19.
Yeah. So that I'm happy with. So yeah, Lilith and Inarius, they're like, we should just stop this whole war. Why are we fighting back and forth? Everybody sucks.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Both sides have good points. We should cooperate.
Yeah.
Lilith unties him, gives him a little kiss, well, that didn't say that in the lore, but I imagine it.
Yeah, right on top of the head.
Mm-hmm.
Right on top of his cowl, I guess.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a head or a face, as far as I know.
Yeah, lipstick on his angel armor.
On the hood, good night.
Yeah. So this would lead to the creation of Sanctuary slowly. First, she lets Inarius go. She conspires with Inarius, and they say, you know what? If they take the World Stone out of the equation, there's nothing for the heaven and hell to fight over. No one has the edge anymore. So let's go take Anu's Eye, or the World Stone, and let's go somewhere else with it. Let's take all our parents' money.
Make up fake reasons to fight each other forever, obviously.
Yeah. Let's take all our parents' money and elope, Let's get out of here.
And Sanctuary is like the prime material plane. It's like the world where humans live, right?
It will be, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So Inarius steals the World Stone from heaven, because it often is in heaven. So Inarius, not that he has the codes to get
security
because it's heaven. They're like, it's populated purely by angels. So like, no, we don't need to worry about like shoplifting.
Yeah, lockpicks go to hell, dude. Like, why the fuck would I put a gate up?
Yeah. So he yoinks it, and they leave heaven and hell, and they create Sanctuary, which at first is a paradise, is just like a place away from this eternal war. Angels and demons can do what they want. They don't have to be bossed around by Diablo or God or Tyrael. Or
they can do whatever they want, even war.
that will come. Yep.
I was more thinking of a Candy Mountain, personally. I was thinking or the island from Pinocchio.
That film that I've probably seen once when I was 6 years old. Pinocchio, famous.
He gets swallowed by a whale, right?
Thomas.
He gets swallowed by a whale, like that guy in
that I know. Jonah,
Chilean kayaker.
Oh yeah, Jonah, the South American kayaker.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like the parallel of Lilith, Adam's first wife. We said taking her first husband to go create an Eden. Right. I think that's a nice little, and it's obviously gonna not be eaten forever because somebody's going to eat of the forbidden fruit. I'm assuming, and she's touched the World Stone in the wrong way, maybe, but
she's a lot like the snake to Inarius. Inarius kind of just follows her around and trusts her that she has the right idea in mind
the whole time. This white glowing tail, like just wagging.
So yeah, no interference from heaven or hell. They've created Sanctuary. It's a great place to live right now. And then they start to create Well, now they got so much time to themselves, so much space. They start creating a new breed of beings here.
Hell yeah,
dude. Let's go.
Yeah. The Nephilim. So that's the children of angels and demons. So the firstborn was Rathma. You might know like Rathma's vestments, I think is like in Diablo 2, or it definitely comes up in Diablo 3. Rathma is a necromancer. The firstborn Nephilim. We're not going to linger on him too long, but you might remember him from in-game, and you can know that he's born from Inarius and Lilith.
good for him.
Yeah. So player characters, like what are you in Diablo? In Diablo 3, you are straight up a Nephilim. You are in the time when Nephilims are strong as hell, and Nephilims are stronger than angels or demons. They take the best out of both worlds, put them together. By the time you get to Diablo 4...
I'd probably beat up both my parents. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be easier for me to beat up one of them. The dead
That's
one, probably.
true. I am outnumbered.
You're outnumbered, yeah. I get 2v1 you.
Yeah.
I can throw
Then
my
I go-
Xbox at my mom. No problem. You know?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I got a 1v1 now too, yeah. And I know my dad's not fighting much. he's
No.
had a heart surgery and just got diagnosed with diabetes. He's not
I was
I
gonna
could
say-
just outrun him.
Like you like a 5-step flight of stairs. You just like, Bob, you could never handle this.
Yeah.
He's got the high ground. I need my scooter.
If we're putting all our parents in a fight against each other, like there'd be some serious money on my mom. Like, cause she like broke her finger like 2 months ago.
Her
and
nose
just, like,
broke off in the past, and
ripped-
she looks
yeah,
completely
ripped off.
fine.
ripped off,
I've
really.
I've seen
Yeah.
Ethan's mom walking with a horse, and the horse started getting rowdy, and she just dropped her shoulder, and the horse went in line. That's a big
She
beast, you know.
dislocated her shoulder also a few months ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Tough lady.
She's tough and strong.
So yeah, Lilith and Inarius, they create this new breed. Rathma's the first, but player characters, you're a Nephilim in Diablo 3, which means you can fight your parents, even Ethan's mom.
Hell yeah.
And then in
Oh yeah,
Diablo,
she's like an
Goth
end
mommy.
game boss.
My mom.
Diablo 4, you're much more a human. So it's after generations and generations of Nephilim, where powers have waned, but you still have that base within you. So that's why you can still get strong enough to beat all, even Lilith at the end of the game.
Okay. So Diablo 4 is way later, you're saying?
Yeah.
Because like Diablo 3 is right after Diablo 2, right? Because Deckard Cain's in both of them. That's the only reason I remember.
1, 2,
right?
3, 4 is chronological order, but the 3 and 4 is like
a big
later
gap.
than 3. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And Mephisto, I could do a whole other episode on Mephisto, the mother of Lilith. He's kind of pulls the strings on basically every Diablo game in one way or another. He's the one who starts off all the shit that starts Diablo 1. He really does a lot to kind of pull the strings in Diablo 2. Diablo 3, he's like a little more in the background, but he's still there. And then Diablo 4, he makes an appearance. I think
Does he?
there's no.
Does he not? I guess I thought, again, I've played 3. Don't remember the story at all. Haven't played 4. But I guess I thought that he was the one primeval who like really dies in 2 because you do destroy his soulstone, right? And he's the only one whose soulstone you destroy.
Same thing with Diablo. You kill Diablo in the first one, but anytime you kill one of these greater evils, it's kind of like when you kill Sauron in Lord of the Rings. They're kind of just like sent to dust into the universe, and they slowly come back together, and then they gain power, and they do.
Diablo's the dinosaur-looking one, right? He's kind of got a long
like
tail.
A lizard, yeah. He's got a tail. He's a big lizard. Mephisto is like he's got no legs. He's like a flying ghost, and his arms are like up in the air. Yeah, I mean, you kill Baal as well, but I thought Mephisto specifically because you have a quest to destroy his soulstone. Like his soulstone drops, and you take it and you go and destroy it. So I was like, oh, maybe he's like the one that you actually canonically kill. But good to know, not.
Yep. Yeah. You'll never really kill him, but you can do pretty good. I think imprisoning them is probably the best thing you can do with these guys. But even from within the Soulstone, Mephisto is like able to get Lazarus, one of his henchmen, to go and do things for him to try and like get him out of the Soul Stone. And anyways, Mephisto episode some other time.
Yeah, which is like is the plot of 2, right? Is like they get the patsy to go and like free Bale, who then frees Mephisto, who then frees Diablo.
Yep. So yeah, these Nephilim, they're just born, like super powerful creatures. These babies who are just like fucking crushing their bottles and like throwing them on the ground.
That's so funny. I thought of the exact same thing, but I thought of shotgunning the baby bottle.
They're just like, yeah.
I've seen Disney's Hercules. So I know how super strong baby goes.
That's true. Yeah, choke snakes.
Yeah, taking snakes, tying them into knots. Grabbing his father, a god, by his finger and holding him straight up in the air like that.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah,
lifting a house to get your ball and all that stuff as you grow up. So they have incredible power, and Lilith is raising them to become the future of Sanctuary. And in her mind, her children could be the future of everything. Why couldn't these children beat all the angels, beat all the demons, and just be the only ones and end the eternal war by having war of their own, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing ends a war better than war.
Anarius, post-nut clarity is like, I don't know if I should. These kids are kind of getting strong, man.
Is post-nut clarity like a god roll perk? Is that a passive you can get?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's starting to get fearful. He's like, these babies are really strong. I liked this place that we had built, but I don't know. Like, my wife kind of has some scary plans. I'm not sure what she's going to do with these, like, really strong babies. So let's keep an eye on that.
My 6-year-old has none of my weaknesses.
Yeah. That's what parenting is all about, honestly. It's just having really bad plans for your offspring.
Noted.
Yeah. Plan Belial. Yeah. So Anarius, over time, he's not trusting his wife. They're not keeping up their communication enough, or if they are
late at work.
Yeah. Yeah, her growing influence and her desire to let the Nephilim thrive was dangerous. She's like I said, she wants them to beat heaven and hell. And at some point, angels and demons start knowing about this place. Because the World Stone is gone there. There's these really powerful creatures that are starting to be there. So they start to invade and mess with the Nephilim, try and snuff them out before things happen, right? Lilith doesn't like that. She really loves her children.
NIMBY,
so
right? Not in my backyard.
Yeah, not in my backyard. Yeah.
So she goes pretty insane and she starts killing angels and demons alike. She just starts slaughtering anyone. Yeah.
I mean, anyone who tries to kill your children. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You kind of step to me first. Just like the way you're framing it here, being like this crazy woman, went off and tried to, I don't know, defend her children from the genocidal people who were trying to kill them.
No, it's true. It's true. I guess like having children with the intent to wage a war. Like she's not just having kids.
Why else would you have kids? Like, I don't know.
My mom had me basically just for free labor.
I mean, true. Yeah.
That's a tale as old as time. You get the farm going. You don't have enough hands. You bust some nuts.
I gotta go run the snowblower after this. You think I could just wake my 2-year-old up and ask her to take a crack at it?
I have a 2-year-old, but you could try. I'm not giving you a positive. I'm not giving you a positive answer. I don't know what the results are going to be. You can ask her.
So Anarius had promised never to hurt Lilith, but he wasn't happy with there's just bloodshed in his backyard. The kids that he loves, but he's not really sure about their future and what's going on. This is just all too much for him. So he says, not on Sanctuary. Sanctuary is supposed to hit her. He doesn't hit her. He banishes her from Sanctuary, and she can't be near her children.
He took the house and the kids. God damn.
Fuck. Yeah.
He did. He did. And just as a security measure, he started to tone down the training on the Nephilims, stopped like giving them
Hey
all.
guys, maybe get into computers instead of all this football you've been doing. Hey, well, let's not get too crazy.
That's why in Diablo 3 and Diablo 4, there's like a power difference in like the base human or the base Nephilim. Like in Diablo 3, everyone's a lot stronger as like an NPC in theory or in lore than in Diablo 4, where you can just have a bunch of country bumpkins.
Okay.
Yeah. But Inarius' choices eventually come back to bite him because the Nephilim are powerful, and Inarius is trying to suppress them too much. And then heaven and hell are now storming Sanctuary. So all this shit's going on with the Nephilim stuck right in the middle. And the Nephilim end up defeating Inarius in Diablo 3. And what happens to him is he becomes imprisoned by Mephisto. So his father-in-law came and...
This guy been like, I could never be taken hostage by a demon. Like 2. He's literally the only one to ever get taken once, let alone twice. What a goober.
So his fate, he started off following love, having kids, creating a race of strong people in what was Eden for him.
Mm-hmm.
He betrays his fellow angels, but it's in the vision of peace. Like he wants long-lasting peace.
Yeah.
He gets stuck by Mephisto in a prison of mirrors and cursed to never die, so he could just reflect on his like existence forever.
It's a pretty clumsy metaphor, Mephisto. You can reflect on this. Like, yeah, I get it. It's mirrors, man. It's not really like a cruel, ironic twist. It's just mirrors. I don't know.
Whenever they destroyed Mephisto's soul stone, they destroyed his sense of irony.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And on top of that, 7 years bad luck. You've imprisoned me for eternity. What is 7 years? Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, Mephisto.
In Lilith's absence, there's this whole thing called the Sin War that happens, which I didn't actually fully look into because we had enough here. But this leads up to the beginning of Diablo 4. Lilith does have a plan to get back into Sanctuary, and she does get back into Sanctuary. And then she has a whole plan to also get back at Heaven and Hell, which you can play through in the game. Very great cutscenes. I just recommend, like, if you're interested in this stuff, just play through the main story. You can mainline the story like really quickly, and it's really fun. But her whole thing is kill everyone to protect her babies, which for a daughter of hatred, she could be worse,
Yeah.
She clearly loves the babies.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
The humans.
Some kind of anti-hate at the very least.
Yeah. She had a clutch of warheads, and she loves that clutch of warheads. You know what I mean? It's not her fault. Look at Eisenhower. He loved them too. Or was it Truman? I don't know.
Which one?
One of them wanted to drop like 100 nuclear bombs on Korea. I think it was Truman.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Or maybe it wasn't the president. Maybe it was one of his advisors. But it got floated for a while in the Korean War. They're like, we worked against Japan. Let's just do that times 100.
Nothing ever changes. Yeah. Why?
I mean, this was the 50s, so 75 years ago, right? But
yeah, I mean,
70 years.
So that set the scene to play the games. If you guys want to jump in and play Diablo 2 Resurrected, still great. Diablo 3, probably not the best one to pick up on. You might as well just skip to Diablo 4 at this point. You could know where the universe came from, where angels and demons come from, who Lilith is, who Inarius is, and how they kind of played together to create you, the player character. So that's been Diablo 4. Yeah.
Very cool.
Wow.
Vessel of Hatred.
I knew I was a super strong baby.
You are a super strong baby. Weren't you a big baby? Like a big 10-pounder?
I was 11 pounds. I was 11 pounds, 2 ounces when I was born. Yeah.
Jesus.
That's monstrous. I was 11 pounds. My younger brother was 10 pounds, 13. So he's almost as big as me.
Some big boys.
But he's a big old boy now.
Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't a big boy growing up, but he's definitely a big guy now. We're all like
everyone's
tall.
6 feet plus. Yeah.
We're all over 6 feet. Yeah. But like my older brother, who's the tallest, and for the longest time was the biggest and had the biggest growth spurt, was the smallest born. He was like an 8 pound baby, 8 pound 6, I think, which is a big baby, just for Just for your guys' points of reference, like 7 pounds is pretty normal. I was like,
yeah, me having barely ever held a baby and don't have a vagina, I have frankly no reference at all.
Yeah.
His oldest
7 pounds is normal, is probably like the average 7 pounds something. And I was pushing double that, I guess.
Yeah.
My mom said like she would after I was born, like the next day, just like get out of bed. She was like walking down the hospital, and people were like, "That's the woman that had the 11-pound baby." Which,
his older brother, who was born 8 pounds, was very big and like worked out a lot in high school, and I lived with him. And I remember being chased around the house and falling in the garden, and he was beating me with a PVC pipe.
there was a cycle of violence in our I love both my brothers. We get along very, very, very well.
Great guys.
But there was like a bully dynamic that went on in the house for a long time. And one of my younger brother's closest friends, who he works with now for his construction company, tells the story of like he was visiting our house one time, was alone in the family room, just like kneeling at the coffee table, doing something on the coffee table. And I came in from another room, yelled, "Think fast," and whipped a shoe at his face. Because at the time I thought it was my younger brother, not my younger brother's friend, sitting by himself in the family room for whatever reason. I just like clock him in the face. And the way he tells it is like, "Yeah, you looked at me, you realized I wasn't Mackenzie, then you cackled and walked away." And I was like, that sounds like growing up in our house, honestly. So
grew up tough, a bunch of big boys.
Yeah,
I didn't have that dynamic. I never bullied my younger sister, and my stepbrothers bullied each other because they're related and we're not. And I was just a little Switzerland with Bionicle. Basically, was my life.
Switzerland is a good country to describe you, Pete. I think in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah, I mean, I hate taxes.
You want.
Yeah, I hate taxes. You can hide money here if you want. I'm
when
okay
he takes
with
out
it.
when he takes out its weenie, it's like one of those little corkscrews to open a wine bottle.
It is. Yeah. I get the cork out of any lady.
So yeah, that's been Diablo, Inarius, and Lilith, the lovely angel and demon, coming together to make the Nephilims. If you want to find me on the internet, I stream at twitch.tv/loreboyjames. I am taking an extended break to go to a concert and travel and all that stuff. So I'll be back in about a month's time, March 18th, the longest break I've taken.
I don't know. This episode is not going to come out this week, and
okay.
So yeah, who knows how long?
March 18th. Right. March 18th is
this week, definitely, potentially not even next week. So you might not be taking that long of a break, honestly.
I said March 11th for coming back. I told my girlfriend, and she's like, "You just got back. You were not streaming that night." So I kind of want to stream more now on that night. So maybe it'll be the 11th.
But, we need to have jet lag sex. You're not streaming Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Escape the titty.
Follow me.
True. Is Sonic based? What the hell?
He is. Yeah.
Sonic's on his grind set.
Yeah, and if you want to join us and get in on the Patreon, where we talk a lot about more personal stuff, stories, games we're playing, all these fun things that are not just lore, you can get patreon.com/loreboys.
There's a link in the description.
Bunch of stuff there. If you want to give some of your time and not your money, we have a survey below that helps us get linked up with ads through our podcast provider. It takes about 10 minutes to fill out. So if you're interested in just giving some of your time, that is also linked below. Pete, what about Instagram?
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of positive feedback from our podcast host regarding the survey. So thank you, everybody who's taken the 10 minutes to do it. Way longer than expected. Sorry. And then, at Lord Boys Podcast on Instagram. Come check out the pictures. I've been getting, the algorithms are merging. There's, about 10 consistent people from the show. Like, strangers or, Flohican who send, memes and shit to the Lore Boys channel. Generally, excellent. Everybody's algorithms have merged, and I'm getting the same disturbed crap from a bunch of people, and it's not too bad. I like it. So keep it up, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much for listening. If you want to help the show, consider leaving us a rating or review on whatever app you're using. Spotify has comments now. I don't know what they do, but leave a fucking comment.
I noticed on iTunes we have a higher star rating than Stavros, than Stavi's World. We were at 4.8 and he was at 4.6, and I was like, who the fuck hates Stavros?
And you know what? We fucking deserve it, okay? And you know what else? Click the every fucking link in the description of this episode. Go click it. I don't care what it fucking points to. Go click it. Do the thing. What are you doing? I know you think I'm doing a little bit right now, but I'm not. I'm mad at you.
All the
mad at you, anus spine, the listener.
Make
Go click all the links.
Make 5 Spotify accounts and listen to the ads on repeat. Just
Oh, actually, that'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't we have like a Bitcoin mining farm? Why don't we just like get a warehouse in Yugoslavia that just has like our podcast playing, just shooting ads into the void all the time?
True. Why not?
It would pay for itself.
Don't rat on us. That's how it's been working so far.
Yeah.
That's working great.
Jamie has hundreds of millions of Spotify accounts that he listens to the Lore Boys on. If you want to support the show, like Jamie said, there's a Patreon link in the description below. You get a bunch of bonus content, other cool stuff. Check it out if you're considering helping us monetize this thing. Spit on that thing. Guys, remember Huck2a?
I would also like to do a crypto scam, actually.
If you don't trust Patreon and don't want to buy our boys coin, then I mean, I wasn't fucking kidding before, okay? I am raising a daughter to go to fucking war. And it's to go to war with you, listener, who's not clicking the links in the description of this, okay?
Yeah.
Links to Patreon, links to leaving a review, links to, I don't know, some dumb survey that Pete has. Check it out. There's a merch store.
Jamie's survey. Why do you put this fucking... Don't put that evil on me.
I don't know. I'm just mad, okay? God. Dear listener, I love you, okay? I think that constitutes the Lore Boys.
Lore Boys.
Lore Boys.
Out.